Roblox is one of the biggest games on the planet, getting an average of 80 million daily players, with billions of games to play. While not all of them are the best, there is one type of game that stands out: Battlegrounds games. But Leo, there are tons of Battlegrounds games. How do they stand out? You may be asking right now. Well, that's what stands out. There are tons of Battlegrounds games, but why? And why do they get so much attention over other games like Blocktails, an original game, but the players choose to opt for a game that looks like just the same as hundreds of others? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how and why Battlegrounds games are so attracted to the player base, and why this genre of games on Roblox are never going to leave the platform. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, hey, I'm Leo. I primarily make videos on Roblox games, especially this one Roblox game. But if you enjoy my content, then subscribe. It helps me out a ton and it's free. You don't have to, but I would greatly appreciate it. Now, onto the video. But what is a Battlegrounds game? A Battlegrounds game is basically a game with multiple characters to pick and choose from with a set moveset. Usually 4 special moves, with an ultimate that comes with an additional 4 even crazier and more powerful moves. These games can take multiple months and even years to develop and get a serious amount of attraction on Roblox. So now we need to understand why these types of games do so well, and it all really boils down to anime. Name one popular Battlegrounds game that isn't about an anime. Sometimes these games even use multiple characters from different animes. These games can be infinitely made from just the pure amount of popular animes there are, because who wouldn't want to play as their favorite anime character? This also links to why they are popular, because of how popular anime is, especially with animes like Dandadan and Jujutsu Kaisen getting an insane amount of attention, which means that a lot of these games are focused purely around these anime because the creator knows that it will get the most attention over Battlegrounds games about Dragon Ball, for example. The second reason is the moveset. Obviously, characters have a limited amount of moves they can do, but it's how the developers of the game make it work and how it feels. This means that one move can act or work completely different to another game. However, the moveset also includes movement. Some games can have longer dashes, floatier jumps, faster running, double jumps. All of these factors combine into how the game feels for players and can be what makes them come back for more. Gimmicks are also a massive part of any Battlegrounds game. One of the most popular being the map break mechanic. Basically, when you hit a part of the map, it's separated into tiny chunks that can be moved around and eventually replenished after a few minutes. One of the first games to do this was Jujutsu Shenanigans, one of the most popular Battlegrounds games on Roblox. Now that we know why they are so popular, we need to know why they have more light shed on them than other well-made games. Firstly, it's the game genre. People like action, people like fast-paced movements with massive explosions and smooth gameplay and combos. This is one thing that Battlegrounds games do better than most others. This isn't to say that other developers are bad, it's out of their control. Depending on the genre of the game, you are limited to what you can show. You may be wondering why there's so many of these games that are made purely around Jujutsu Kaisen, and there are 2 main reasons. Reason number 1, popularity. Jujutsu Kaisen is possibly the most popular anime out there. The second reason, fighting. With Jujutsu Kaisen having cursed energy, there are multiple different variations of moves that the developers can make. This mostly brings creativity, since the anime never really shows many of the moves with cursed energy, letting the developers to come up with new alternative moves. Okay, so after all of that, I think we have our conclusions, and that is, these games will never die, will never cease to exist, and will always be in demand. With new anime releasing left and right, new characters to adapt into a fighting game, new interpretations of characters. These games take time, effort, and a somewhat huge team of people to develop, but we also need to remember that games such as Blocktails also need a huge time to make. I'm not saying to just completely dump Battlegrounds games for games like Blocktails, because Battlegrounds games are fun. I can understand why they get the attention that they really deserve in some respects, but Blocktails and many other small games don't get the attention they deserve. So just hop into Blocktails and check it out. Who knows, you might even enjoy it more than Battlegrounds games.